Do your homework with a fork and eat your Fruit Loops in the dark and bring your Etch-a-Sketch to work and play your ukulele. Ukulele, small and fearful. Ukulele, brave and peaceful. You can play the ukulele too.
What I've found about my particular songwriting process is that when I get an idea for a song, it comes along with its tempo and its style or whatever you want to call it. Because when I was a kid, I just wrote songs and it didn't matter what they sounded like, and sometimes they were silly and sometimes they were very serious and sometimes they were slow or fast or aggressive, and you know, there was no one ever looking over my shoulder judging it. And I was also growing up listening to classical and listening to jazz and listening to soundtracks and listening to a little bit of everything. And I just figured, if you're a songwriter, you get to do that.
See what happens when you muzzle a person's creativity, and do not let them sing and scream. And nowadays it's worse, because kids have automatic handguns.
It's not usually until after, if I do a song post-mortem, that I realize what the various ingredients were. Or I'm like, oh yeah, I stole that from, that's a little bit of this and that's a little bit of that. But I think it also has to do with the fact that my particular songwriting heroes mostly did the same thing. I look at my forebears, or the musicians ahead of me, like Beck and David Bowie or Bjork, and the ones that I really respect, they keep venturing into weird new territories and piss everybody off, and I think that's good. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I just came off tour with the band, and we were on tour for a year and a half of crazy, loud, insane stage diving shows. And this feels like, this is like the after party. Like, now I just want to talk to everybody. And there's something really nice about being able to see everybody's faces. That is one thing that I miss when I'm playing in a room of 2,000 people, and I can see the front row, but I don't know what's going on up in the balcony. I don't know what's going on back by the bar. And from this stage, I can literally look around the room and just see everybody. And I like that, you know, because then you actually feel like you're with a room of people.
Can you love? I kind of want the child on stage with me, because this is about to be a poignant moment.
My fans are like a family. That means that I listen to them, I see what they love and what they like, and I know what songs become favorites. Because the reason you get better at knowing what a good song is you get better at knowing how to touch people. You know, I communicate with everybody all the time because I like it. I like to. I like talking with everyone. I actually like having this crazy relationship with my fan base all the time because it feeds me.
Vegemite, it tastes like sadness. It tastes like batteries. It tastes like acids.
I have learned that if you make some toast, lots of avocado, and a teeny bit of Vegemite, it's like a spice. It's not a food.
And what you need to know now is that Vegemite for me is like, it's a trigger to a very dark place. And I love you.
I like the way people in Australia are. And it could be that I am like a outspoken, sarcastic, very blunt female, and I happened to have found a lot of people like me here. And there's just something about that. I don't know what it is.
Put down the Vegemite, you bastard.